the lot. Told him fuck 12, fuck SWAT. Busting all the bells out the box. I just hit a lick with the box. Had to put the stick in the box. Pour up the whole damn field. I'ma get lazy. I got the mojo deal. We been trapping like the 80s. She said the nigga.
So, yo.
What up with it?
What's happening?
This is Unspoken Conversation. We coming in the building right now on a Wednesday, hump day. This is Antoine the Source.
DJ D-Boy Fresh, the charming asshole.
What's up, man? It's Knowledge, man. How y'all doing? Happy New Year.
And we got Flim over there in the cut. But, we joined here by some special guests. First of all, doing some dope creative content coming out of Dallas. We got we're joined with the Wash cast and directing crew. Damn, had a long day. We got the production crew and the cast in the building of Wash, the series going into season 2. Y'all can catch that on Amazon Prime right now. We're gonna let them introduce themselves.
I'm Jamari Washington. I am the cinematographer for season 2 of Wash.
I thought you said folks in the business say director of photography.
Well, director of photography.
And producer, list them all
and
out.
Producer,
And
producer.
My name is Jared Couch. I am the director, creator, and production assistant when needed. Right?
Writer.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, I write as well, so. Indie film, you do about anything that's necessary.
Right, you wear many hats.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much. Byron Hardy, I play Eric, write a little, produce, and I mix audio.
Dope boy.
Man, freeway.
Only on screen.
only on the screen. Don't run up on me. I ain't got it. I ain't even got a dime bag for you.
Got the cabbage.
I was going to ask you if you had an apron.
Nothing.
My name is Nadira Shakir, and I play Maya, and I'm also the assistant director, PA.
Whatever you need.
Whatever Jared needs
Slash
is
director.
what I do.
Don't forget director.
I co-directed an episode or two.
First episode.
Wash.
Episode 1 of season 2.
Oh, she popped it off. And you actually,
okay.
First of all, I want to say thank y'all for pulling up on us today.
No
first
doubt,
of
no
all,
doubt.
Appreciate y'all.
Because we all watched the show, and I felt real seen. When I was viewing it. Me
Mission
being
accomplished.
33, and I'm like, man, this stuff is getting a little bit too relatable. And I'm like, because you don't think people have the same struggles as you until you see it on the screen. Because they always say art mimics real life. So. I just wanted to kind of get in touch with how the creativity came. I know this is season 2, so of course that you wanted to level up. You wanted to make sure the product was enhanced. So Jared, just give us some insight, on pretty much what was your outlook going into season 2. What was it a lot easier after already having a template of how season 1 went?
Going into season 2, I really did some real evaluation after season 1. And what happened?
No, go ahead, man.
Okay. So I did some evaluation after season 1, and we had gotten a few accolades. We won some awards, but I felt like there was a lot that was to be desired. And I've been saying that good is the enemy of great.
Right.
So if we were going to just be good, we could continue what we were doing, or we could tear it all down and rebuild it. So that was my mindset. So we analyzed every single phase of writing, pre-production, production, post-production, marketing strategy, the entire team.
Yeah.
Like we reevaluated the whole thing, and we tore it down and we rebuilt it. We went from 30 people on the cast and crew to over 150 people.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Lot of
then we
tickets.
went. What's that? Yeah, a lot of free tickets
Hey,
at the
man.
premiere. But we had a whole crew now, and we were ready to level up. And I think when we released the trailer, everybody was like, "Oh shit!" Like they ain't fucking around, and we weren't fucking around.
Nope.
You know what it looked? Because you just showed it to me, and I was like, man, this looked like the quality of what BT. And I kind of feel like BT selling the short because y'all supposed to be this conglomerate with all of this content, and now indie artists and directors are able to shoot that same quality. Yeah. I think you're putting a lot of onus on the big studios to actually step their game up.
Oh yeah, the technology levels the playing field significantly, right?
Yeah.
We can go out and they say you can do 3 things. You can do it fast, cheap, or good, but you can only do 2 of those, right? That's the saying, right? So
I guess.
it took us a while
Close enough.
to get season 2 done, but we took our time. This man right here, Jamario, stepped in as director of photography for season 2. That's why the look of it looks totally different. Him and Sean Lyons, the gaffer, under Mario's direction, they really transformed the entire show. And kudos to him. So, but we took our time. It took 5 months of shooting.
About as much time we could take with it.
Yeah, about as much time as we could take.
What was
the struggle? No, you got it.
No, so how much? I mean, by you, because I know the season 1, Jerry, you done a lot of the, symmetry part of it. So how much did it expand your creativity by, letting that part go and let him, do that artwork? So how did it expand your creativity to make it great?
It was actually the first conversation we had
Yeah.
because I ran into him through Facebook because we're mutual friends on Facebook,
Right.
and I saw like a trailer for season 1, so I was like, oh, let me check this out. Ended up binge watching the whole thing, and I was like, I like the content. Yeah, I like the content. I like a couple places they can improve on this, cinematography. So I was like, let me just look it up. So I looked on IDMB, and Jared was like the only person doing like cinematography and all this other thing directing. And I was like, holy shit, he's doing it all by himself. So I reached out to him on Instagram, and then we met up for coffee. But yeah,
my man came with diagrams. He's a student of the game. Like, he pulled up his iPhone. He had diagrammed like professional shows, but also had references for our show. And it allowed me in season 2, when you're looking in the camera and you're trying to make sure, 1, it's in focus, and 2, everything looks right. The boom mic ain't dipping into the scene.
Yeah.
Like Dolomite.
Yeah, like Dolomite. No, if y'all watch, my wife
God.
didn't get it, but when we were watching Dolomite, I'm over here like, yo, he's making a show about Washed.
Basically.
We felt so seen.
You watching Wash was us watching Dolomite. Right?
he made it work, man. He got it out the mud, man.
Yeah, but
Man.
stepping back, him taking that off my plate, I still wore a lot of hats, and I think we could, there's always levels you can go as a creative,
Right.
but in season 2, I was able to actually pay attention to what this fool was saying, right? and I'd be like, and I was able to,
worse.
and I was able to give him some feedback, and like, hey, try this, where as if I was looking into a monitor, I'm just so focused on the image instead of the performances, and I think we really leveled up, like really took it to another level on all fronts.
Cool.
And I don't know, buried in all of that somewhere was that he said he looked up our IMDb page. Everybody that's doing indie, like, just go through all the steps. Get yourself out there, get your information out there, make sure your credits are right. Get on IMDb, because you never know who's going to find
yourself.
you where.
Right.
So you got to market yourself. You got to market yourself fully and just let people know who's doing what.
Yeah.
And because, we had this blessing fall into our lap because he saw this boy struggling.
I was in pain.
Not true.
Hey,
Not
man,
true. Not true.
that was a real one from the perspective of just being able, like, some people would have been looked at and just talked about what it didn't have or what it was missing, and then just kept moving. But it's like, I see where I can plug in, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of times that collaboration is how you build greatness.
And I think also is like knowing that I always like to say I'm limited to my own ignorance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know everything. So I wanted more people to take these roles. Like,
Specialists.
We had a casting director this year, right?
Okay.
And my first time sitting in a casting room, and like, I'm over here trying to run the show, and she was like, I got it, Jerry. And he's like, you don't have to do that. I got it. And I was like, oh, I just sit back and kind of think and like take notes, and then
You can play the head coach now.
yeah, I don't have to be the head coach and the OC, you know,
Right.
And the DC.
and the DC. So it was a blessing. And same thing with
The ball boy.
Same thing with our writers' room. You bring more people in. I am not Tyler Perry. I cannot speak from a woman's perspective. Like,
Oh shit.
I need. No, I mean,
Elevated conversation.
That went over a lot of motherfuckers' heads. I got it.
What's happening right now? I'm confused.
no, the thing about it is he can do that. I can't do that. Like,
Right.
I can't do that.
Yeah, everybody, some people are very fluid. You know what I'm saying? Very flexible. So,
Right.
Literally.
like,
Well,
no,
that goes
we-
our career.
No, what I'm saying, no, I'm
Speak
not.
for yourself, brother.
That wasn't a
I'm talking
shot,
about
though.
It wasn't
no,
a
because
shot.
if you've been raised
wasn't a
around
shot.
women enough,
Yeah.
you can kind of get some of the cadence, some
Right.
of the
Yeah.
correspondence and characteristics. That's why I say, just like a woman that has been raised around a lot of men, they'll be able to kind of, generate some type of, correspondence. What would a man say? You know what I'm saying?
No,
So, yeah.
even in season 1, like Ashley Lee, she's a big part of our writing team, one of our lead writers. Like when you see the credits, you'll see her name listed as a writer on almost half the shows, right?
Okay.
And in season 1, like in there writing these scripts, I'm like, man, we need a woman, man. Like these arguments are too quick. It's like, fuck you, I'm out. Right. It's not really that quick in real life, and so.
Women are a little long-winded.
Now let me say this: I don't want that to be perceived as a shot to Tyler Perry, because the man is ultra
not at all.
successful and doing what he does. Right. I just know my limitations.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm not associated with them. Tyler.
So I
Me
do want to
either.
ask, like, I season 1, I paid attention to a lot of the shots, and the time of the just the different angles of the shots. How long did it take you to just shoot the whole season 1?
Not as long as it took season 2.
Season 1?
And that's what I was gonna ask. So how long did it
season
take?
1?
So season 1,
On weekend?
Oh, wow. So all of that. Because I was wondering, because old boy looked like he had the same cut.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
We started with the pilot. We started with episode 1 and 2.
It's been so long ago, I'm trying to remember. But yeah, we started.
So when
with,
did y'all shoot it?
Where did we shoot it?
When did y'all shoot season 1?
2017, right? The end of 2017. No, the summer of 2017.
Yeah.
Summer of
It
2000.
released 19. It released January 19 on Amazon.
Yeah,
The
we
pilot
released it
came
before
out.
that.
We wanted to see. We did the first 2 episodes as pilot.
Right.
Okay.
And just to see how people were thinking, because I had never did long form scripted. I had done commercials in my background and one documentary, but I wanted to see if it was whack or not. Like, I wasn't going to commit to a whole season. And then we had some positive feedback. So if you watch 1 and 2 and then pay attention to how it shifts in 3.
12 minutes to like 22
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
And then we lost the apartment. And from 1 and 2, so
I did notice y'all was at the flats.
That is facts.
I know exactly.
I like how you transitioned to him move, because y'all was married.
We had
I
to.
caught you. I
remember
caught you because I didn't see the conversation happen when we was moving in. And he just
showed up with some boxes.
Okay.
He had to
We,
do.
gotta go.
He calls. He goes, man, that apartment that the guy
we still get that deal, Rockefeller.
right.
He had to take it back.
Airbnb that was Mark's apartment is gone. What we gonna do?
Right.
Well, I guess he's got to move in with Maya.
So
Beginning
that
of
shows
episode
you how quick you have to be, in production. So
Mm.
now scale it out to 150 people.
Yeah.
What were some of the impediments that you felt yourself running into as a group trying to control all those moving parts?
The big thing with the amount of people is scheduling and getting everybody on the right schedule, because we only shoot Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
That's it. Maybe a Friday night. Maybe a Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, and then trying to get everybody, that many people. And we went to an ensemble in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like season 1, you got one storyline, one main character, and everybody revolves around that one character. Season 2, we got about 4 or 5 storylines going on at one time.
Dope.
So but they have a lot of scenes. Like in season 1, one character might have a few scenes, right?
Okay.
And most of your scenes happen with that main character.
Yeah.
This year, you got 4 or 5 leads that have a lot of, so you have to sync up the things. And then again, me being over ambitious, locations is a big
Yeah, I was gonna say with a lot of characters and a lot of scenes comes a lot of location.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because we shoot by location, so where we could get what you do 2 16-hour days, and we're done with Mark and Maya's apartment in season 1.
So you guys are shooting like 4 days, like around the clock?
Production days.
So we tried to stay within the 12-12 realm, but a lot of at first we did do well. Like at the very beginning we did do well,
That's
but we
'cause we're
just
pushing
ran
stuff off,
and we ran out of time, and so at the end we kind of were going back to the like season 1 we had a weekend where we shot 17-hour days. Like the last month and a half, maybe 2, we were shooting 17-hour days.
So my patience
every
is
day.
not for film, is what you're saying.
Nah,
No.
you gotta love it though. You gotta love it.
You have to love it.
we did.
She did all of this, like the scheduling, and
Okay.
she, like as the assistant director, she was in charge of scheduling, and like
Me and Jared had lots of conversations.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing. The hardest thing for me,
Jared
was,
and I.
Jared and I, yeah. The hardest thing for me was those Monday conversations.
Yeah.
Because we would get home like 3, 4 in the morning on Sunday night, and then this one over here be hitting me up around noon, like, hey, what we doing next weekend? I don't know, man.
I just got here.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, the hardest day, the hardest day was the day, it wasn't too hard, but it was a 25-hour day.
Wait.
What day was that?
Come back.
You remember that day?
So that's a day and some change.
We stayed.
Yeah.
That was
That was
me
my
and him.
crib.
Yeah,
that was your crib.
that was
That's right,
Eric's
yeah.
crib.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we had got there.
Or not my actual crib, but my character's crib.
Oh, okay.
We had got there. I don't know, like 6
And
in the
that's the
morning
bulk of
on
his
Sunday,
scenes
right?
at his house.
We got there at 6 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And then, so every Monday I had to return lenses, right? Or what they call filters.
Right.
And
Right.
so I got home around like 7 a.m., right? And I'm looking at when this place opens. I'm like, oh, shoot, it opened like at 9 a.m. So I was like, I might as well just stay up. And so
I would have had to stand up.
yeah,
No, I sat down. It was a fucking rap.
yeah.
A
No,
wrap.
I sat down and like dozed off and woke up. I was like, oh, I can go now. And then I got home and got into bed like at 10 a.m.
Damn.
And it was a crazy.
Yeah,
And
'cause
and I
usually-
and teaching pays my bills. And
Yeah,
so
so-
I left
Wait.
at 3. I left at 3.
Oh, so you're a teacher.
and I
First
went
of all,
home and
that's
changed and
important.
went to
So
school.
you going to school to deal with other people's kids on
Yeah.
short sleep. You
Yeah.
know,
God bless you.
what grade?
7th grade math.
Oh, so they a little fresh.
And
You know what I'm
DISD.
saying? I get you. So that's a great thing. So do you all do this full time, or do you guys do this on the side? Like how do you guys incorporate?
They
that?
get to do it full time.
I do it
Well,
full time.
Okay.
Well, so he's a full-time filmmaker, right?
Okay.
I have an agency, The Creative Couch, which is my own company. So I do, commercials,
Weddings.
weddings, bane of my existence.
He was trying to avoid that.
Yeah, but
That's a lucrative field, right?
Yeah, it is.
But you get money though.
You get money,
You get money.
and it's quick. So, and they, sometimes they pay cash. But yeah, no. So I have. It is my full-time hustle, but I do try to supplement it. These two right here, God bless these two, and the rest of our crew. They got 9 to 5.
Yeah, the 25-hour day in question here. Like, I think I got home around 7.
Yeah.
I live the furthest, or we
Didn't live with the
And passion. Our
Yeah.
our wardrobe.
yeah, and our
she lives in
wardrobe
Little
house.
Elm.
So we got. She's in. Is it Rowlett?
Rockwall.
Rockwall. One of them auras.
Red Oak, the other aura.
Right. I'm in Red Oak.
So y'all out there. So that ride there, you gotta let the window down. You
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So you got to blast the music, let the window down, go home, throw some water on you, and turn around and go to work. And I had just started this job, so I couldn't even.
you gotta
I
be
couldn't
alert.
Even call in.
You know,
Like, it was like second or
I'm
third.
within my
week.
90 days. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still on probation.
Ain't got benefits yet.
and so
It's only my third day out
and so that's why that's why I love having these creative conversations, because you kind of see a lot of people see the end result, but the work that goes into it. And
Oh,
so
there's still work being done right now.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sure, because you guys have the premiere, the screening on the 23rd. Give us some more information on that, as far as what can people expect with that.
So shout out to Dexia Smith
Dex!
right there with
Hi, Dex.
our
We love
our
you.
marketing
Shout out.
director extraordinaire. So on January 23rd at the Angelica Theater, we're having the
Mockingbird Station.
Mockingbird Station.
that
Mockingbird, don't go to Plano.
I'm about to say,
It's the-
that's a nice little gap.
It's the exclusive screening, aka the
Really?
premiere of season 2. We're going to show 3 episodes from season 2.
No, we can call it premiere.
Yeah, we can call it premiere now.
Okay.
So the premiere of season 2, and
So that's enough.
it's going to be amazing.
And so, will it be available after the premiere on Amazon Prime again, or what would they be able to consume at this time?
Not immediately. So we have a Houston premiere coming up as well.
Okay.
But that's yet to be announced. I guess I just said something right
I'm
there.
about to say
I didn't even know that.
I cryptically announced it yesterday.
Yeah, it got
45 Connect.
yeah,
Right.
it could fall through, but just
Heard
tell
us
them
posting one of these.
Tell them how. Yeah. So we're going to do Houston. We're trying to do San Antonio. We're trying to do Austin. And I think we're going to wait until we get all the episodes edited, and we might even try to shop it around a little bit, see
Okay.
if we can get somebody to bite.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to give it away for free like we gave season 1.
I suggest that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
With so many, especially with so many platforms, and they starting to, especially with urban. I hate to use urban, but
Yeah.
black people content, they really starting to reach for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
We stream the most.
But
actually, we do. And the fact you said that, yeah, you
you're
got
right.
mean, we
But
are
no,
the
what I was gonna
culture.
say is, and actually, I mean, you hitting it at the right time, because right now it's film season. So you got Sundance coming up. You got, of course, South by Southwest coming up in March. So by you doing your promo runs and you pushing it right now, it totally makes sense.
We just got rejected from South by Southwest.
What about Sundance?
wait,
I mean,
wait.
you don't get rejected with the
hold up.
backpack.
What-
No, we didn't meet the deadline because we were still shooting. We got rejected from South by yesterday, but I kind of anticipated because we were rushing to get them an episode.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't think it was this is an excuse and it shouldn't be one.
Right.
No, it's
But
real.
I don't think it was our best foot forward because we didn't even have the audio done. It was just it was super rough and raw. But we were like, all right,
Loud.
it was the last day we could get it in.
Right.
And
Right. And it was like, I'm at work talking to him, like we're trying to look over it. It's like, okay, yeah.
So that's another struggle that y'all deal with, like trying to.
Because they do
meet
everything in such an
deadlines.
advance. Like
Yeah.
So y'all would have to kind of like wait until
2021.
It's not over. The African American Film Festival in July in Miami.
There's another dilemma on that one.
Yes.
There's a small dilemma on that, but we're going. So we entered the Tribeca Film Festival. They had a TV category. ABFF doesn't have a TV category. They have a web series category, but they want to be 10 minutes less. So that's a struggle.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
we
I'm
a whole
gonna hit them
TV
up.
show.
I'm gonna send them an email like, "Hey, there's other content.
Can
being
y'all
made."
make an exception?
Yeah, like it's always an exception.
Yeah.
You know, and the crazy thing about African American Film Festival was, I think now we're gravitating to it. Me and my wife, about 4 years ago, we just found the hashtag, and it was like $100. It was like $100 to go.
Yeah.
And Regina Hall was like she's still the ambassador.
Yeah.
And this was right before Black Panther, and they premiered Black Panther, and it was just a few people there. Last year, tickets went up to like $350, and I think they had like premiere like it was like minimum $350. Then you had your $1,500s. So I think people are gravitating away from the music part and going more to these film festivals. And I'm gonna be honest with you, even Jay-Z, when you heard Jay-Z 2 years ago at Sundance, I said, oh shit. I was like, damn it. You know
It's
what I'm
almost
saying?
like a gentrification of film.
Yeah,
because-
yeah.
Well, it's the technology.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's
it
more
makes
accessible.
That's why everybody a rapper now. You know, it's
Exactly.
everything.
And so now this is the new
Yeah, but
mixtape,
it's
so we're trying to get out in
but
front
it's
of
even
it.
harder for them because you have to tour. You don't get money. You have to
Yeah.
tour, so
Yeah.
it's still harder. Like okay, but
Yeah, no, like nobody's just gonna buy your album and say, all right, I'm gonna put it out.
So-
Like, I mean, they will, but you ain't gonna make no money. off it.
Last year, season 1 did get love on the festival circuit. We were in Martha's Vineyard's African American Film
We
Festival.
didn't get to go though.
We didn't get to go. Hey,
Why not?
That's a funny story.
they make it mad expensive to get in that joint, man. Like you can't even stay on the island. What made it hard was the weekend before. Like we got kind of buried on a Monday slot, but the weekend before we were in the Hip Hop Film Festival in Harlem, and they were showing us like we won Best Audience Choice Award. We were nominated for Best Soundtrack, which all the artists were from Dallas except for one. He was from Oklahoma. And what was the other one? Best Web Series. So we were nominated for like 3 awards in Harlem. So that was like we wanted to go to that one.
And when we say the weekend before, we mean this was Thursday through Sunday,
Yeah.
and then Martha's Vineyard was on Monday.
Yeah.
So
And I had just like had
The way my budget was set up, they pretty much had you make some decisions, right? Like,
let me tell you. I'll tell you a quick story. Why it was difficult. So 2 weekends before, we're on set shooting.
You gonna tell my donut story?
I won't. I'll just tell what I'll let you tell the rest.
No,
Rest in
I
peace.
definitely want to hear the donut.
So
Rest in peace.
2 weeks before, I think it was 2 weeks before.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks before, we're shooting at the thrift stop. Over,
The where?
Thrift shop.
Oh, okay.
Over
Ross and
at
Peak.
Ross and Peak over here downtown.
Which is still open.
It's still open.
Oh, it is.
It's still open.
They
Amazing.
were rushing us to get done. I love you, Margarita, but they were rushing us to get done. So we shot in the middle of summer in a place that had amazing insulation but no air conditioning.
I lost like 20
How many
pounds.
hours?
Oh, each day was
each
15.
day was.
so y'all was looking like a time to kill. You know, everybody in that sweat.
Oh, you'll see it.
hope
You'll
they
see
burn
it in the
now.
show. This one and the guy that Dennis that plays Smoke.
This fool sweats like Michael Jordan flu game.
Oh, I would have been in there looking like Kevin Garnett.
Non-stop.
Hey,
though.
and you know what? Hey, Eric, you know what? It made sense because you really made every scene you really made like it made it look warm, and I mean the scenes look warm because it was like Dallas, with
Right.
the bricks and the deep
I
element.
need you to
and
capture the heat
You know what I'm
wave.
saying?
Right.
I'm like, damn, I know this nigga high with these long ass dreads, but he doing his job though.
Hoodies and shit.
So
Passion kept you all.
So
in
we shooting.
Love you, Passion.
We shooting.
So many sweatshirts.
We shooting all day in the heat, and shooting all day in the heat. And this man over here struggling. I'm like, man, like, is he all right? And he hurting.
Fumbling lines.
Nah, he just hurting.
No.
And like, so I canceled the last scene. I was like, yeah, we don't need this scene. We're gonna cut it. And he's like,
I was passed out in his car.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
And-
I was messed up.
Yeah.
And so
me
this
and
fool-
another member went home because we couldn't. Yeah. It was just like.
So
I'm sorry, I'm running the
So
blank.
did
I
they
had a baby, so I don't
turn?
know.
Yeah,
what
They
that is.
turned the air off?
There's
No, there's no air.
This
It's like
was
one of
built-
those-
I was rushing.
This thrift store was built in the Great Depression.
Okay.
So the AC been off.
There's no.
Yeah.
They
Never
don't-
existed.
It's hot.
Never
It's
existed.
like
No, they
one
just
of-
got fans.
You know how like if you
that
go
don't work.
You know how like you go to CrossFit, how they don't have.
Yeah.
That's the type.
So
of
they
have
just blowing
open
hot
doors.
air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open doors. That's it.
And the insulation's great. So he goes from set straight to the hospital.
Damn.
Wow.
And I wasn't gonna go to the hospital. Like I'm like, man, I'll be all right. Let me go take a shower, take a nap, whatever. I'm gonna be all right. And as I'm getting closer to my exit, I'm like, man, the hospital is 2 exits past me. I may need to go ahead and go because
Your
this is
body
getting
was like,
uncomfortable. So I went in there, and about the time I got there, I could barely walk. And I get in, like they sent a wheelchair out. I was like, I can't. I have to use the wheelchair as a walker. It was bad.
Yeah.
And I get in there, and get in the room, and I'm like, okay. We get whatever done, find out what's wrong, get some fluids in me, I'll be out. And then doctor comes in and says, so we're going to admit you. And,
Wait.
that's what you're like, wait, what my
Yeah, I was trying to hold it. I was trying to hold
like,
it.
I hadn't told nobody I was there or nothing.
shit,
Like, I had to start sending text messages like, yo, I think I might be here for a while.
Did you ever see the hospital picture? You know, people.
I got it.
You don't want them pictures.
No.
You don't want no pictures.
You know, everybody the all about with all the stuff in there. Like,
I will hack your iCloud to get rid of them, bro.
no, so what did they say? What did they say was wrong with you? Like hypothermia or something like that? Like I'm trying to figure out.
No. I had gotten this. I had gotten an infected cut, so I had like a skin infection.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where was that at?
We don't have. We don't have to,
Jamari.
we don't have
man.
to.
Yeah,
we don't
we
have to talk
definitely don't
about my
gotta-
donut.
So-
okay, so
I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't.
A ho,
but
I'm not
Right
I had to
there.
have surgery.
a ho, right there.
So
You had to have surgery.
I had to have surgery, so I'm in there like I'm thinking like they're just gonna drain it on Sunday, and I'm gonna get to like go home and sleep in my own bed. I didn't get to go home till that following Friday. So from Sunday to Friday, I was in the hospital. Surgery was on like Tuesday or something. I'm just in there like in all the pain, super sick, like just done. And I'm asking why I ain't got no call sheet for the upcoming.
But back on set, yeah. But back on
Because
set.
it was canceled. Y'all scenes was it.
No. The following Saturday, I think y'all shot at.
You was not shooting. We moved that, boy.
But I was on set for like
Yeah,
it messed
he
up my
moved it.
perfect
He's
attendance.
He's
Yeah,
still
but we moved it.
Damn.
Yeah, my man went straight from the set to the hospital, trying to come back as soon as he got let out to come back to set. But and then we went to Harlem just 2 weeks after he had surgery.
Damn.
Yeah.
Commitment, huh?
Yeah.
Dope boys that
Nah,
bitch.
me.
Yeah, so I had my donut on the subway, which is why I call it the donut store.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
I'm like walking around New York with this joint.
yeah.
Like so, man. So you know, like to kind of pivot from like the production aspect of it. One of the things I want y'all to speak on is like, what are some of the things that season 2 is gonna focus on from like a content and from a script perspective? You know, what do y'all? Because I know season 1 you focus a lot on, you know, relationship, discourse, the layers of that. Also, you focused on like pretty much like corporate engagement as far as a black person, you know, because I feel like y'all got the scenes and the roles of every call center job,
Yeah.
or the work wife,
Work wife.
the old head who
Right.
feel like he know everything. I'm like, I know those people already.
The I need you to see you in my office, and then can you shut the door? You already
I
know.
knew he was in trouble. How her whole decorum changed, because you know how when you get cool with your coworkers,
Yeah.
so they hit you when they cool, but then when they want to take care of business, they want to get in business decorum.
Anytime.
And so when she
HR
came
sit
in the room and was like, "Hey, I want to see you
Yeah,
in my
no,
office,"
you
I'm
pick it, like I know y'all friends, but you HR Russell.
Yeah.
you
Anytime HR sitting there.
And that's what I liked about the
not
fact,
good.
because like I love relatable TV and I love relatable movies, and so I wanted just what was the source of it? Was this just stuff like you just kind of visualize like that you go through, or what was your muse?
All of it was from life experiences, from the writer's room. And I had actually at that point for season 1, I'll get to season 2, but season 1, I had just, so I used to work for ESPN, then I worked for the Rangers. I left the Rangers because I had gotten an MBA, got a graduate degree, got me a good ass job. I was making $100.
Progressive flex.
No. I was making,
Hey, no.
I was making $110,000 a year. Shit was good. Lasted for 1 year.
You did a lot of good
A
with that
year.
one year.
It was literally
You did a
a
lot of good with
And
that
so,
1 year.
so they brought me into the office and they was like, you know, we terminated your position. I was like, oh shit. I had a good ass job at the Rangers. I should have stayed. I wasn't making near as much, but it was good and it was fun.
Yeah,
but I
the homeless was
realized I wasn't fulfilled in that NBA type job, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, not that it was bad, it just wasn't fun, man. You know, I didn't enjoy it like I enjoy creating.
Yeah.
And so I use that inspiration a lot for that, and then this, you know, life experiences with relationships and all. You know, we got multiple writers, and then season 2 we expanded and we had 5 writers in the writers room. It was 3 women, and then it was ended up being 3 guys because you joined the writers room later. And then we had a consulting team.
Okay.
So we'd write the scripts, go through multiple drafts, send it to a consulting team. They give us feedback. We go and make multiple drafts. So we had multiple drafts each thing. And from a high level view, as far as like what it is, I feel like when you washed or you like approaching wash, you're at this point where you're still young enough to achieve your dreams, but too old to just be a dreamer.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of the underlying theme for the entire season 2, I would believe. Like everybody is faced with life-altering decisions, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. And we all reach a point, like at some point in your life, you got to make a decision, right? Like when I got let go from that job, I mean, I still looked for jobs because that was just, I was programmed to do that.
Yeah.
But at some point, that idea for Wash came, and I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go. Right. And then I kind of, you know, luckily my wife, like, she supports me wholeheartedly. Yeah. When, you know.
That's my wife.
Yeah. I met her when I had a good job, and then I didn't have
but I was going, because that's some real love right there, because that's a real pivot when you making 6 figures and you like, babe, I'm about to bet on myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she got to have the ultimate faith in you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, finances kill, man.
I'm going to bet on myself with our money.
And that's why that's why I looked at craft service when we went over budget. Like, you know, that's my money.
Hey, why you get name brand?
No Starburst.
Why the hell we eat Mediterranean food?
And why is there so
when
much
Little Caesar got hot ready?
Man, hey,
not real.
Like,
so, one thing I did notice about season 1, and I think, you know, I hope this is in season 2, is the influence of Dallas.
Oh yeah.
So we talked about
everything was done with Dallas in mind.
Yeah. So like even like a lot of people don't know how big corporate America is in Dallas.
Yeah.
Like outside of Dallas, they're like, hey, we hear about Dallas. What is Dallas? You know, who is Dallas? And one thing I noticed in season 1, and I hope to see in season 2, was a lot of what our culture came to Dallas for, a job.
Yeah.
You know, and then we came to a job to get on with our dreams. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, it came to a point where either you're going to have to keep working this job, you know, or chase your dreams, but reality set in. Yeah. So I hope to see that more in season 2.
Because I know I think about selling dope every.
Hell yeah, I told him that.
You know what I'm saying?
Try freelance. You think about it all the time.
I'm like, man, it's not that hard to sell weed.
As soon as I watch the documentary, I'll be like,
people be asking me for it. Like, I fit the description. What do you mean?
Hey, no, I can't get the dope, boy. I can't get it. It's like Amari Hardwick being Ghost. It's like once you see somebody on screen and it's realistic because you the dude. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I'm watching, I'm like, damn, he called him for everything. Like, right. But that's what the dope was. Your weed man / therapist.
Therapist.
Right.
Shit.
You know, the thing, so on the Dallas point, that was my goal. Well, I set out, I was like, you know what? Dallas is a big city. But sometimes we just get painted with this, because I lived on the East Coast for 3 years, and they think, you know, we get painted with a country vibe. But this is a really big city. Like, our skyline is as beautiful as any skyline in America, right? So I wanted to do that. And then you will see phrases like T. Jones. I don't think that phrase is anywhere else in America.
When I heard T. Jones in the first episode, I was like, oh, that's
already.
And he fought for that, because I was like, man, are we really going to go T. Jones?
That's like the first line. That's like,
you don't hear that nowhere else in Texas.
Houston,
that is popping off.
They use it in Houston.
Yeah.
That's where I first
heard
it.
Hey, and it's funny, man, because I was telling D-Boy, I moved to Charlotte, and I stayed there for about a year, like a little bit over a year. And, you know, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, already. I'm like, already. And they had to be like, excuse me.
The hell are you talking about?
What does already mean? I'm like, what? They were like, what does already mean? I mean, like, you know.
It's a confirmation.
We had a slang list.
You know, we was like, we got to get these in the show. When I went to L.A., and the same thing happened to me in L.A., I was like, already. they was like, man, can't nobody say it like y'all Texas boys. I was 20 years old, and I had been hanging around some cats from Atlanta, and every word out of their mouths was a shot.
Goddamn.
So I had goddamn shot.
I hit the goddamn stove, motherfucker, goddamn man. I'm gonna go come over goddamn door.
I'm not gonna have y'all talk about Atlanta like that. Yeah, I ain't gonna talk about my home like that.
I love Atlanta.
You goddamn home. You goddamn home, shot.
You goddamn home.
I rode up on some girls, and I was like, "Hey, Shawty, what up?" And like, they was like,
You ain't from here.
And this was my first time outside of Texas.
Did you get robbed?
So no.
Break yourself.
No,
So that shit, the girls loved it. So by the time I left LA, I sounded like Kenny Chesney and Mac Brown, all of them rolled into one.
and I ain't gonna lie, cause I went to school in New York, was fresh out of high school, so I'm country for Texas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I got up there, girls, and then I don't know why people up north think Southern gentleman is a real. I ain't whatever
Like,
you do.
girl, I ain't shit either.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We just a little bit more subtle with I ain't shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
a little more friendly
with
when I
accent.
ain't
That's
shit.
all, baby.
And so where you from?
That's not believable.
Where you from, Texas? You know, and I ain't gonna lie. I remember when I moved to California in the 6th grade, and like that was like you watched The Wood when Mike went in there. And like, where you from, North Carolina?
Yeah, North Carolina.
Like I went up there, I had my Texas Ranger jersey on, Texas just across. Like, and so I'm actually from Houston though. But hey, when I move outside, when I leave the state, I'm from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to get into where I'm from, because Texas, we got a lot of state pride.
That's another thing. Like people from outside the state, they just think Texas is one city.
Yeah, no, it's differences.
It's a whole-
because Dallas
it's
and Houston so damn. Because
It's like night and day.
like
Right.
honestly, he was one of the first people I met when I moved out. He was my job old head at 2 different stops. The influence, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Because when we met, I was married.
yeah, you know. So he was giving me the game on that tip. Then when I meet him at the second job, he's single.
Forget
So I get a whole
forget all
nother-
that shit I told you. 'Cause I've been divorced 10 years.
So
whatever I told you about the marriage shit, forget it.
So when y'all sitting there having, I'm like, damn, bro, that's D-boy. Like,
Were y'all going to a strip club at lunchtime?
$2 too?
$2 motherfucking
Hey,
Tuesday.
I tell my people that, they like, what? I like, boy, they got the best $5 lunch. If you go, they're like, what?
No.
I said, it's clean.
Yeah.
True story, man. When I was at Bank of America, this was some years back, they used to always say, hey, we're going to the strip club. And I've never been a strip club dude. Still not really. I'm not really a strip club dude. So, for one, they said we're going to the strip club and, man, we're going to eat lunch there, free buffet. And I'm like, nigga, you finna go eat at a...
With booty, but
That's like going to Taco Bell bathroom with your drink. Like,
Any bathroom. with your drink.
any bathroom for that matter.
Especially
So they was like, every Friday, man. So they came back like, man, they had ribeyes today. And I'm like, ribeyes? So one day I'm like, fuck it. We went to this spot, man. A nice strip club too.
Yeah.
you went to Dallas.
Big ass
men's
ribeye.
club.
Nah, it was in Fort Worth.
It's Rick Cabaret, right by.
I worked at
right
Amen
there.
Park.
These niggas is called
Okay, well, that makes
Dude,
They kind of
See, not the
That's a
strip
strip
club.
club connoisseur right
But that was one of the best fucking ribeyes
Yeah.
I ever had. And it was free. You just had to tip. You could tip the lady at the front, but it was absolutely free.
Oh yeah, because
Tips on the currency.
Look at you.
So I work with a lot of middle-aged white guys, and so they love to go to Dallas men's club, offer $35 for lunch on Wednesdays.
No ass.
And
fake
man,
tits.
that's one thing I want to talk about, because now that we talking about it, man, a white strip club and a black strip club,
Totally
totally different. I just want to, I know this is kind of off the grid, but
Jared?
we random.
Yeah.
Jared, you white?
Yeah, but I ain't.
From
Bro,
Mississippi.
you are not white.
He white. Shock. I'm about to say he ain't
You
white.
John B.
I thought
White.
it was Creole.
John B. White.
Tommy.
race.
You Tommy White.
Hey, you from
Tommy White.
Mississippi? You from Mississippi too?
Nah, I'm from Wilmer.
Okay.
He went to Hutch.
Okay.
I never met my father, so the jury's kind of out.
I think, yeah.
He could pop up and change the whole game.
Creole, because you
Hey.
did say you was Creole. I
Remember that movie Ride?
Yeah,
You look Panther.
because you look way more black than Logic. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I have a police.
Hey, I have a picture.
Oh, yeah.
I have a police report in Austin, Texas that has me listed as a black male.
Hey, you made it.
Already.
You made it, bro. You have officially made
#1 male.
Black male running. That is every white man's goal. Like, oh shit, I did it.
Welcome to the struggle.
But but no, I want
credit score decreased by like 50 points instantly.
But one thing I wanted to talk about, I
don't know about that. I got good credit, so
I wanted to engage with you. But I wanted to engage with you about some of the content as far as from the woman's perspective in the show. I like the fact that how they allowed the layers of a black woman to show within the show, meaning you got to see the emotional side, the fun side, but also the versatility. Like you were trying to date her friend who was the comedian. I liked how y'all showed that aspect. It's like, okay, the comedic relief, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But also there was a lot of truth in her comedy. So just how was that as far as engaging on a show and a product that was able to show just the different layers of a black woman? Like, did you just put yourself in a realistic state in the, when he got caught up on the text? Like, did you take yourself to a real place there? Is it easy to it's not acting after a certain point? Yeah.
That scene in particularly, I used someone who shall remain nameless from my freshman year of college. He know who he is by what I just said.
I was gonna say,
but y'all don't know his name.
You want to say it bad?
No, I don't. He doesn't get that.
Because what was real? I just want to lead you. What was real when you stepped outside when he came to try to make amends, and you was like, I ain't gonna let him in. I'm gonna come outside and talk to you, stuff like that. So yeah, I ain't mean to interrupt, but you got it.
Yeah, so Jared really allowed me to be creative within the boundaries of staying within the script. Like that part with the whole thing, I asked him if I could do that, and he was like, let's see if it's good. If it don't make the cut, you'll know. And it made it. So you know how you have that ex-boyfriend, like you shouldn't be messing with him. But then he come over, you like, oh, but he's so cute.
He got a fresh face.
Like, yeah,
been a few days.
Like that's where I came from with that. I do also. I mean, I do always try to take from something personally I experienced or something that my friends have experienced. So yes, that's how I prepare.
I got a question for you. So in real life, would you have blown up a little bit more? Because you was kind of calm whenever you found the text message. I thought you was just finna go.
She threw that man right away.
No, I did forget. You did throw the egg.
You gotta think they was in a site that went all the way there, so she can't really throw.
Because that was going to come out so fast.
What's that?
I was saying, like, she couldn't just be throwing stuff in her apartment.
It turned that up.
Like, we got to keep this here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
season 2.
Cut.
There's a TV.
Season 2. No, but it gets real.
Oh, so real.
Yeah.
So real.
I want to say one thing about Nadira. I'll give her roses while she's here. Like, in season 2, to see her transformation as an actress, pretty amazing.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying when you came in. I want to see, you testing, is the grass green on the other side? Like I'm excited to see. I'm finna, like, because and one thing I did like when you like, especially the scene where you showed the Instagram and you really, and it go back to you putting Dallas, you show Addison. So now we seeing another side of you, which gonna probably see other side, like clubs that you going to. Like all of this was centered around Deep Ellum. Now we finna see where you kicking it at, because you didn't go out. You wasn't in any club scenes this season. So now I'm excited to see you at happy hour at Park Ave kicking it. You know what I'm saying?
I need to see y'all, bashing my dude.
Right.
I want to see all that, but so will it phase? Because the relationship aspect is real with me, because I've been there where you with somebody, a long
5
period
years.
of time. You know what I'm saying? And when you, because I felt like you ain't giving them the benefit of the doubt. You ain't going to do your due diligence.
So to answer your question though, Nadira wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been so emotional about it, because I mean. I'm an investigator in my real life, so I would have found out more before I brought it to him. But
she's a sociopath.
We 12 minutes, so I had to get there when he told me to get there. So I had to expedite it, and knowing we not getting married, and yeah.
Cause I knew the spot was about to be blown up when he kept running into her. You know what I'm saying? So I just
Right.
I just want to see, how do y'all
Did he
feel
run
about-
into her? Or did he? No, I'm just playing.
There it is. There it
I'm about to
is.
say, oh shit.
She been holding it.
Hold on.
Jared,
She been holding it.
I'm
Great,
just playing.
the white girl, the white, great, she did a
Her
great
name's
job.
Bonnie.
You said a
Bonnie.
Bunny.
Bonnie
I
Gale.
mean, I didn't. Bunny did a great job, and I
Yeah,
mean,
she
she
did
did a great
amazing.
job on blending, like what we see modern day millennials.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like how she approached them. Like, you think I'm this way? I know more than what you
Let me
know
buy
about
you a
your
drink.
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save the last dance.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. 2.0. Say the best.
Hey, y'all know me. I was at the school.
Because she goes to a millennial.
I was like,
Yeah, he can attest. You know what I'm saying?
no
He
comment.
almost went over there.
no comment.
We was like, we gonna see how long this gonna last.
She's dope.
We look on the side.
And you
so
don't,
dope.
you really, I mean, it's in other films you don't see that type of, acting from, those from white women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
see, they try to be down like
Yeah.
Brandy, but she really, you can tell, and that's what if you in the culture of Dallas, you see those type of women. You're down here, or in Texas, not even just in Dallas, just in Texas, you see those type of women that really listen to those type of music, understand the men that they're dealing with, regardless on what race they are.
And we had a mix of like first time actors and then actors with some real some experience under their belt.
Yeah.
And it's good because you get vantage points from both. Like you get greatness out of pure ignorance. Like they ain't been doing this, so they just being themselves, and it's greatness, right? It's amazing. And then you have people that are like
Feel
trained.
attacked.
And Hardy's one. Hardy was really good as a first time actor. Then you have people like her that she's been like training and been in movies, and she's been doing this for a long time. So there's a lot of techniques, and that was one thing we did going into season 2. We got really beneficial. One of our casting director had a acting coach named Jamal McNeil.
We love you, Jamal.
Jamal's amazing.
Hey, Jamal.
So Jamal coached Taraji. He coached Octavia Spencer in The Help. He coached Kendrick Lamar in Power and numerous other people.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany, he was down here directing a play for our casting director, and he came and did a special class for our cast. So when you asked Nadira, like, did she pull from anything? Like in season 2, Jamal taught everybody, like, whatever method you take, there's multiple methods.
Right.
But one of them is you can pull from past experiences, take that experience, put that person's face on the person, and project onto that person. So Bonnie's dope, and like I'm excited for you to see Nadira and Hardy in season 2 like take their game to just a new level.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay. So honestly, like, I know I ain't want to leave y'all here, have y'all here too long, but I just had one last question from my point of view. What's the end goal? Like, what's success for Washed as a whole?
He's talking about your show, not my own
You
personal
want-
goals.
you
I mean, hey, you play a big part.
You want me to talk about it? You want?
I mean, from the Wash perspective,
Yeah.
It's very important to get more content of us, especially in the indie market, and something of quality. And I think telling the perspective of young working Black adults in a big city other than New York or LA,
Right.
and showing that aspect of like our culture and showing the aspect of just everyday day-to-day life where we don't get typecast as, I don't know,
Right.
drug dealers, but like he's smart, he's brought in, we revealed in season 2 that he's brought in the game for a particular reason, and then as far as like Nadir's perspective of being hurt in the first season, and then second season dealing with that, and that she's not the angry Black woman, I think it's just those. I think for Wash, I think that's important to see, and especially something so small, because I mean we did this for. I mean, I work in the industry, so like I understand like the numbers and stuff that's put into it, and we did this barely with nothing.
Yeah,
Right.
we did it with pennies compared to other budgets.
Yeah.
All of us sacrificed a lot. My wife was pregnant at the time, so
Yeah.
Oh, that was the clock. The baby
that
was the clock.
That was the clock.
Tick, tick, tick,
So,
tick.
yeah.
And bless his wife.
Yeah,
because
shout out to Kathy.
we ran.
Shout out.
We love you,
That's all I
Kathy,
want, yeah.
because
Thank you.
so it was always the threat was, I'm like, hey guys, we got to get this right, because when they have that baby, it's done. It's a wrap.
Right.
The last weekend we shot, the baby came.
Well,
Tell them what they were doing.
Before. It was the week before.
It was the week before. Okay.
Week before, and we had me, you, Byron went out to go drink.
Oh yeah.
And we were like kind of sitting there. I was like, it hit about 9 o'clock. I was like, man, I gotta go home, man. Something's not right.
He on
Yeah,
that.
like
Something.
straight up.
And I'm like the last person to
Dad
leave.
mode
Yeah,
hit you,
Yeah,
I'm the last
Mario's
person.
always the last person.
I'm the last person
Hey,
to
that's
leave.
real though, man. Because I don't have kids, but I always wondered how do you make that change? Because being, having a pregnant, wife or woman in your life is one thing, but when the baby finally hit, like the point of like, I really gotta like little human. I gotta look
Bro,
at.
I haven't slept in 3 months.
Right. But here's the thing. That
That's probably about 8.
Probably
You
like
spent 5
that's
with
true.
us,
That's true.
6 with
That's
us.
true. That's true. I did not sleep.
So this was that night. He leaves. He goes on. And he hits us up the next day. He's like, "Hey, can one of y'all go get the filter? I'm not gonna be able to make it on time."
Yeah.
We were like, what? Jamario's going to be late? What? Jamario's never late.
Because I think we were filming on Sunday.
We were filming on Sunday, yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, I'll go get it. He's like, okay, cool.
No, actually, it was Saturday.
It was
It
Saturday and it got
we were
moved.
gonna
We had to
film. We were
cancel
gonna film
it.
on Sunday because
Sunday,
it was
yeah.
at the place that I can't say.
the hot place.
No.
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 I've got an unspoken agreement to not speak of a
Facts.
location.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
so I was like, yeah, I'll go get the filter. He's like, okay, cool. We're at the hospital.
He was still planning to be there.
He
Like,
was still
Like,
like,
I mean,
Like I
honestly,
might make it. I might be 30 minutes
I
late.
literally was like, all right, we're going to go in. I was like, because, she was like, oh, I think my water broke. I was like, okay, whatever. And then she was like, no, it didn't break. And then, like, we went back to bed. We went back to bed. 7 a.m. hit. And she was like, all right, I think it, whatever. And I was like, all right, we'll call and figure it out. And the doctor was like, you guys should have been here, like, 4 hours ago. So I was like, oh, fuck. So we get up, we go up there. And then we realize, like, oh, shit, we're having a baby.
Yeah.
Like, today. And I was like, kind of going like, all right, well, maybe I can slip out.
We were like,
we
no,
had
we were going to
3
go ahead
filming
and just
days
cancel.
left.
World War III would have started early if
know,
you had
yeah,
tried
I
to
know.
slip
I
out of
know.
there, man.
We waited a week and we did it next week.
So bless his wife because she was like, I know how close y'all are. Y'all just
She
get to the
loves
finish
finishing.
line.
We love you, Kathy.
She allows. This man was a zombie that weekend.
Hey,
But,
I know, man.
but we did it. And as far as the
And
end,
that was that was such a long week.
That was
yeah, that was
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
So when we yelled rap, Nadira literally cried.
Yeah, she did.
Like cried. And if I cried, I would have cried many a times.
Yeah.
But like,
Hardy slept.
yeah, Hardy was asleep. She was crying. This man was like, I gotta go home.
Yeah, because my dumb ass stayed up like most of the night
Yeah.
before because I was trying to do character stuff for the scene that I was filming that
They were
morning.
happy tears. I was.
We were,
happy.
I
but
have
we
that
were
on my
in
phone, by the
3
way.
different
You
places,
do?
so we
Can
were
you
like
send that
way
to me?
down on my end.
Yeah.
And then we had to come back downtown, and then we finished the night at
My house.
his house.
Yeah.
It was like, no, today's the day we get it all done.
Yeah. We
I
had
need to
to,
sign
We
an
settle
agreement
all family business.
yeah.
for my house.
Yeah, that too. But
Shit.
the end goal, just to go back to your question, the end goal is this isn't a hobby. This is our passion.
At all.
And and I believe Mario because the first thing he said to me when he met, he's like, I want to light black skin properly.
Yeah.
And so that's his mission. And he wants to make dope work and he's a perfectionist.
Yes.
And I know
To a fault.
And I know Hardy is, these are killers. Everybody in the room, I would like, we have a few more killers. These are some killers because our post audio guy dropped out a few weeks ago because he just was getting booked. He was getting paid, right? And Hardy was like, so Hardy used to be a rapper. He probably still rap too, but he was a dope rapper and, he knows Pro Tools and stuff. He's like, all right, man, I'll do the post audio. And if anybody's ever done post audio or anything like that,
It's the worst
it's
tedious.
time I ever
hard.
fucking opened my
So,
mouth to say
and then-
something.
Nadira
You
over
gotta
here.
sync up shit.
Nadira over here, syncing's the easy part.
Yeah.
Nadira over here is acting in 17 shows, being the AD, being a teacher, getting married, all this stuff.
Teaching classes.
Teaching classes.
Missing weddings.
And then Dexia over here is a marketing extraordinaire. She worked on production, on marketing, doing dope events, putting us on in Dallas. So the point is,
And she started an MBA program.
and started an MBA program.
Come on, we're like, okay, so we're about
Working
to
for the
lose
Dallas
Dex. We were
Wings.
like, so we're gonna lose Dex. She was like, no, we're still gonna be here. We were like, you don't know what an MBA program is,
see.
and she
Yeah.
didn't miss a day.
Yeah, she didn't.
She didn't.
So what the thing is, like, we're all striving because the goal is to sell washed, distribute it, license it. And if somebody wants to come, hey, HBO, Showtime, Netflix, whatever it is, come option a season 3, or come to us and say, hey, we love the idea. We want to give you money to reshoot all of it and come up with another version of Washed. So our goal is either, and we want to do it right here in Dallas.
Okay.
Like, why can't we do it here?
It's a must. The way you film, and great drone footage.
Thank
did you
you.
use a Maverick or did you use the Phantom?
I actually have the Mavic.
Yeah, the Mavic.
Mavic.
Yeah. Great drone footage. I mean, I don't know how you got past going through the when you was going through the skyscrapers. I was like, he was high up. But, man. Like it's a must because look at all the indie films, man. You can be like, oh man, they filmed that in Alabama, or they filmed that in Atlanta, or they in the Carolinas, or they in the Midwest.
No, we're talking about McKinney.
Yeah, they're in Houston. But you haven't seen not one indie film, urban film, even big film that you just see Dallas.
Yeah. That's why it was a trip to see the skyline.
Like it was beautiful, man.
I mean, the last time y'all saw Dallas was RoboCop.
Yeah. Damn. I didn't even
in that one episode.
Oh yeah, The Gifted for one episode, and then Queen of the South was shot.
Yeah, Queen of the South. Yeah.
I'm about to say you can see a lot of stuff. Like the
so.
Lizard Lounge, that's what they use for the club, whatever. And like I remember I was watching. This is a tangent. I was watching Queen of the South one time. They went on 45 and came out on 35. I said, oh.
You know what? I always thought it was just in Louisiana. I just thought it was in Louisiana somewhere.
No, that's where they are now.
Yeah, so
that's where they are now.
Okay.
Our point is to be like Queen of the South, but doing it with Washed or doing it whatever the next iteration of it is. Like we want to build an infrastructure of content creators because we're super creative. You know, all we need is the funding. Like I think with season 2, we've taken it to the limit. This is about as much as we can do without any money. Like, we do have limitations. And I look at it and I'm like, man, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. And same thing with Mario. He's like, I got all these tools and ideas. And I actually showed them. And they was like, yeah, we could do it. We just got to spend all day on that one shot.
Yeah.
You know, but we're going to get there. And that's the goal with Wash. And that's why we dedicated this past year, our whole lives to creating this. And we're still working on it. Because this is our passion and this is our life's work. And like, we're not going to stop. You know, if somebody drop out, I'm going to get on YouTube and learn it. It's amazing what you can learn on YouTube.
Right.
Man.
Amazing.
YouTube University. I learned my job that I do now.
Yeah. Hey, I learned Premiere Pro as much as I can on YouTube.
Yeah.
I went to film school and I still like when I have an idea to do something.
Yeah.
Damn, all right, how do I? All right, YouTube. All right.
Yeah,
how
I
do I do
went to film
this?
school too.
And-
Hey, them 7-minute
learn
clips,
anything.
it take you an hour to
Be on
understand that
set.
7-minute clip.
You got to keep stopping and rewind.
YouTube can change your life. Man, it's crazy what unemployment, in time will do for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Boy,
just
along
sit
the
Old
there
Billy
like,
from Kansas teaching you everything.
I'm the embodiment, unemployment, and YouTube.
Yeah.
so bad.
And I'm moonlighting, so I have to, whatever I run into, like if I'm in an audio session, it's like, okay, I want to do this, and I just kind of write them down so I can keep getting work done.
Yeah.
And then while I'm at work the next day, I'll be on the YouTube.
No, shoot. Hey, man, I'm using their time for everything. I listen to our podcast. I be trying to find out what clips we need to pull while I'm sitting there looking up, listening on the conference call. Like, pretty much thank God, for the internet being able and good Wi-Fi at my job because I stay doing moonlighting stuff on the side. Don't tell nobody though.
And one more other point. I was talking to a fellow director today, and he was saying how he liked Wash because of what you were saying, the unique, the diversity in black characters, right? And he was comparing it to the Jared Carmichael show. And what we're able to do, what probably Carmichael isn't able to do, I don't know their process or whatever, but when you get to that, if you start off indie, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
We can write the characters, whatever we want. We don't have anybody like overlooking our shoulder like, hey, don't write that, don't do this, don't do that. So we make real authentic.
We do that to each other.
Yeah, no.
We do that to each other.
We do,
No,
but not
don't
like
say
a corporation.
Don't say that.
So we also want to create real characters, and once you do that, you can really connect with people, and that's the only way you're gonna make it big. Like, don't go for mainstream, go for a niche and attack that. It's kind of like in the origination of hip hop.
Yeah.
When they were doing hip hop back in the early '80s, late '70s, it wasn't to mainstream. It wasn't
For the block.
Yes,
Like, it was block by block. The
project.
sound
Yeah.
changed from Boro to
Parties of the
Boro.
projects.
And like you see the legends in hip hop, they go straight for your heart. They not going for the poppy sound,
Yeah.
like the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Cole's, the Tupacs. Like they going straight for your heart, and that's the way we want to write and the way we want to create characters. And it's like tell honest to God stories that's happened to us.
Because that's what kept my attention.
Yeah. Right.
You know, is
No, Nick, keep on.
no, I'm just gonna say that's what kept my attention because I could relate to the character.
And it made me feel like I can act. Like I was like, I want to be in that.
I could be that.
I can be that. I know I can be his homeboy. So like, I like, I see me right there having that conversation about old head rap. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
That's one of those benefits of being a part of the writing team too. Like I get a little more freedom with ad libs.
Yeah. And think about like working in sports like I did. One of the things you learn, and this ESPN does it really well, is like when you're working with athletes for commercials, make them be themselves. Do not make them act, right? So I kind of took that approach in season 1 because, you know, we didn't have a casting director. It was like, hey, can you breathe? Can you talk? Can you got a pulse? All right, cool. I need you to come on set.
Yeah.
And, you know, and you try to put them like, all right, be yourself.
you got to tell them not to perform because then they'll be like, hey, man,
Yeah.
why you go over there, man? Like, hey, bro, talk.
Yeah. Talk.
All while standing like this.
Or moving the head.
What do I do with my
I don't even know that girl.
down? What do I do with my hand?
Like I said, it's either this or you're a DJ.
Yeah, man. So, man.
Oh, the power of stillness.
So before we get out of here, let everybody know exactly, you know, like, you know, let them know again about the screening on the 23rd, where they can find the tickets and everything like that as far from a marketer perspective.
Before we do that, can I say something? Yeah. Okay. I just I've told Jared this before, but when I first started on Washed, I just like they were holding auditions. I had to be out on another set out of town, so I sent in my self-tape to him, and they offered me a role, and so I was just an actress at first. But being, you know, on the season, seeing like how passionate he was about this. I kind of took a Jamario approach and I was like, what can I do to help? Like I noticed he was doing a lot. And again, I just want to tell you, like, I really, really appreciate everything that you've allowed me to be a part of and everything that you've allowed me to do because I've learned so much. Like I've always had respect for production people and, but man,
some long nights.
Man, like it's just
he killed it.
It's so much better when you know and you understand. It's kind of like when you like, man, people give teachers like a hard time. Be a teacher for a day, and you just understand. So like, I just appreciate being like. I was like I learned like me and Jamario had so many conversations about what does this mean? What does this mean? Like, shout out to Sean. Like I've learned different lights and you know. The lingo and I mean I do my own studying, but you know I've just learned so much and I just appreciate it because I think I've become a better person because I've had to deal with more personality. I mean I deal with personalities as children, but dealing with different personalities with adults right. and learning what type of actor I am and the limitations I did put on myself when I thought I don't have any limitations. You don't judge the character. This is what you do. Mm-hmm. But I learned like watching other people deal with the things that they've had to deal with, or just being on that other side. I just appreciate and I'm fulfilled within watching the whole process. And like he said, like if we had money, like a budget,
right.
Like, because I've been on sets. Like, I've been on sets, Paramount, not Paramount, wherever they shoot certain things. No, not where people waste. I've been in extra, like on Barbershop 3. Like, I've been on big sets, and you see how they have, like, why does that one person have that one job? Like, just one job. Like, whatever. I could probably do something else. No, everyone has one job for a reason. You should just do your job. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just amazing. Like, you take for granted watching other people do one thing, and you're like, I could do it. And then you get it, and all you have to do is all 17 things. Right. And you're like, man. So, again, tangent, I'm sorry, but I just wanted to let whoever is listening out there know, like, if you're in or wanting to do indie things, go and do as much as you can by the book.
Learn.
Start by making sure you have paperwork.
Learn.
And I'll commend. Like I know we're gonna get out here, but I want to commend them again because like you have a group of killers, and a lot of people talk to me. Like a lot of people hit me up. And my wife's like, "Stop taking meetings." I'm like, "But you never know. I could meet a Mario." But like, if you're gonna get into it, and y'all know this, if you're gonna get into anything, like be consistent and show up every day and work hard and prepare.
110, yeah.
Ain't nothing worse. Like when
Stack
I watch
good
when I
days on
when I
top of
watch
good
stuff,
days.
I'm kind of like Mario.
Rest in peace, Jason Garrett.
When I watch it, if I know your limitations, I respect that you did everything within your power to control what you can control, right?
Yep.
But it's nothing worse than sloppiness, man. Like
Yeah.
I can stand
Half-assed.
I can stand making
Less than.
I can't making mistakes 100 miles an hour is the most beautiful thing, right?
Yep.
Laziness is the most ugliest shit I ever seen.
I mean, I totally agree. Just in
That's
life.
really one of the things that got me off my ass about the podcast, because I was looking for something that was like, I know I can offer something else outside of like going to work and going home. And so then just seeing this be, grow out, this is the 69th episode, to see what we've come.
That's apropos.
Y'all should see our last studio.
Thank you, hard.
Yeah,
He's still 12, guys. He's
Our
still
first studio was
Once was and still
Yeah,
am a
man,
children.
where we came from, where we came from, like, so it's like, if you listen to our first show, like, we were all over the place.
all you hear is,
Like, and so, and it's just to see, like, how we've been able to grow. And so I can see seeing your product on the film, on the screen, on a platform like Amazon Prime. I'm sure that, like, it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I really want, to see Wash, like, go to the next level, because you're telling us about the tireless hours all of you guys have put in, the sacrifices. I just want to see this pop.
I love you, Ramon. Thank you.
You give a shout out to husbands.
I'm about to say Ramon.
Hey, because he had to deal with her being
Right,
home.
shout out to
I know he had attitudes about her not being home.
He is so
sometimes.
supportive.
You
He
better
is
send me
so
a shout
supportive.
out. Yeah,
But I do want to say one more thing. You made me think about it. Lil Nas X just actually posted a video this day last year. He was eating pizza, and he said, "All right, y'all, I just released Old Town Road. I'm gonna come back next year, and we're gonna see what happens." And he literally y'all can look it up on his page, like, and he's comparing like his start to now. I'm pretty sure it's not his start, but like the start of that to where, and it's dope. Like, it's dope, and I was like, man. Okay, so I'm sorry.
No, y'all good, man. Honestly, this conversation, this whole show just, put a battery in my back, And so, honestly, like, I know here at Unspoken Conversation, if whatever y'all have anything, y'all just want to come drop by, we always want to make sure we leave the platform open, especially, for people who are trying to move the culture forward in Dallas and just overall. Before we get out of here, let everybody know, first of all, where they'll be able to get the tickets, and, if they want to go to the screening, and let them know where it'll be, and then where they can find each one of you guys.
So, again, it's January 23rd. So what's that, 15 days? 16 days? 16 days. We're at the Angelica Theater, the Mockingbird.
What day is it?
It's 15.
Thursday.
Yeah. So washseries.com, that has all of our stuff. You can even watch, if you ain't got Amazon Prime, you can go on Watch Series and watch season 1. You can see the trailer for season 2. You can see the transformation. If you do have Amazon Prime, go give us 5 stars. If you like it, if you don't like it, just don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't even review it.
And we're doing two screenings on the 23rd, one at 7 and one at 8:30. So it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a fun time. Last year sold out. Hopefully this year we can sell out again.
Right, which is why we are doing 2 showings, because last year sold out. So we're at that point now where we can't add a third. So you get your tickets now, because once both of them sell out, y'all just gonna have to wait till we don't even know when.
Was y'all able to extend each series this time? Like, is it still the short durations of 12 to 15? Or y'all?
No, it's 10 episodes. Each episode 22 to 25 minutes long.
Beautiful.
Except that one.
13 episodes.
It's real sitcom length.
Yeah, it's sitcom length, and
Shit, we wrote
and there's
13.
there's no fluff. There's no fluff. One thing I didn't like that last year, I fell in love with the animations in the beginning. So it takes about a minute and a half to get to the damn show. It's just too long. So I'm like, screw it. Let's get right to the action.
And I know we're running out of time. That was a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about, because as I was watching it, and I like Premiere Pro. I like doing video edits, and I'm just looking at how much time it took y'all guys to do 16 minutes. Like, how many angles, how many clips. And I was just like,
Jared shooting through vents and stuff.
Right, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was looking at, like, I saw your name a lot. I saw all you guys' name. I'm like, God damn, how you do this by yourself? Like, it was just a lot of work. And I was like, for just 18 minutes of content.
No, it takes forever, bro. Like, and it really just, like, I learned a lot when I got the graduate degree part-time, because I was working and going to night school. And it's really, for me, I take this approach, and it's cliche, and you hear it in sports interviews all the time. it's just about showing up every day. I show up with the list on my iPhone, bro, and it has, it's long, and I just sit down, but all right, what can I knock out? And I just knock it out, and I create new lists. And it's really,
I have to disappoint them.
Write shit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real.
Can't do that, Jared.
I'll be like, you take the shots list, you make a shot list, and you throw it away.
Yeah. And it's just about preparing and being prepared and like doing everything, like doing the work. I always say this, like we work in the dark. So when the lights come on, it's fun. It's like, playing high school football, coach used to say, games are fun. Like, you don't.
The work is Monday through Thursday.
You've already done all the work. And like, once y'all see the episodes, like,
I'm so excited.
The work's been, we've been
I'm
working.
looking forward. So I know I'm coming to the screening because you showed me the trailer. I just want to see how it all comes together. So
all y'all that listen to Unspoken Conversation, go to @WatchSeries
WatchSeries.com because we didn't
and press the follow button.
WatchSeries.com
and @WatchSeries on Instagram, Facebook.
Follow.
I would say too, just one more thing too.
Invite your friends.
Narrative filmmaking. What we did with these 10 episodes, supposed to be 13.
Supposed to be 13.
We wrote 13.
I wrote 13. They published 10.
But with narrative filmmaking, unfortunately, it's like it's a Herbert Waits kind of situation. But also, you have to think about coverage. You have to think about location. And shout out to our production designer and stuff like that. But we were not able to go scout locations half of the time. So
Airbnbs,
I was so excited. Okay, I have one story. Real quick story.
Let me finish. Nope.
Okay, go.
Because you know you go on a tangent.
No, I just was gonna say our first episode that we were able to go scout the first location, and I was so excited. I was like, we're gonna do this every time, and then it didn't happen.
No, it did not. We ran out of time real quick. What was important for me was just kind of getting a location, see the lighting, and what we can do, and come up with a plan. But with narrative filmmaking, unfortunately, especially when we did it on this budget, we just had to cut out that kind of time. We ran out of time and stuff like that. So like Jared was saying earlier, if we had a budget, like a budget would do so much more. I'm proud of the product that we have for the time that we had and the lack of equipment that we had. And I hope people take that into account and don't judge it per whatever. I think it looks good.
Yeah.
I should know before for that.
I'm a perfectionist of the group. Me and Jared are perfectionists.
Jamario was talking to me a couple of days ago, and he's like, I don't really want to come to the premiere.
It looked better than the haves and have-nots, man. You ask me.
Thank you. No, this man's hard on himself, but dude's dope. Like, this guy right here, I was telling somebody, I was like, man, he a rising star, bro. Like, he in the filmmaking industry, he was telling me on set the other day, he's like, yeah, man, the director of photography is usually, you got to earn your stripes, work your way up.
You're supposed to.
And like, he's like, I'm kind of young right now to be doing it. No, fuck all that. Fuck that. Like, and that's the thing with independent film. Put yourself in a position to go do it, because ain't nobody gonna greenlight you. Like, if you ain't got the connections, like,
especially being black.
Yeah, it ain't no more. You gotta work hard. You do. You find in that circle you gotta work before I can give you a handshake, man. Fuck that. You better go find your network that believe in you, and y'all work together, and you get a lot of handshakes.
If you got the talent, the NBA gonna draft you. So get out there. I believe in him wholeheartedly. All these people in this room, I believe in them, and like, we got put in positions that you might not be quite ready for. Resume not might speak it, but you can do the work.
Yeah.
And again,
it just means more time on YouTube.
It goes back. If you going, you can coach. You can't coach effort. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And everything else you can learn.
Yeah. Man.
Truly, man.
But you can follow me at NADIBO on Instagram.
Oh,
Where can they follow you?
Mine is at b.hardy.
The Creative Couch, at The Creative Couch.
It's me _Mario on Instagram, I guess.
It's with the ITZ.
Yeah, ITZ.
Okay.
And you can follow all of us at WatchSeries.com and at WatchSeries on Instagram.
Yes.
Again, like, y'all go and support it, especially, with this being from the city, and for the people.
Let's put Dallas on.
And for our listeners,
And we selling merch at the event too. So you like that hat right there?
Yeah.
You like that hat?
Dex, get up in here so we can see this shirt.
Come get one of them.
Come show the shirt. Come show the shirt, Wash.
Wow, no, on this side.
On this side, Dex. Come on, Dex. Wave to the people.
On in there, Dick.
This is the marketing extraordinaire.
And they come in white, red, and black.
Yes. Support. Get behind this, man. At the end of the day, like, if you're listening to this outside the city, allow yourself to get a glimpse into what Dallas has to offer from a talent point of view. And so at the end of the day, man, thank y'all again
Thank
for
you.
pulling
Thank
up
you.
and getting
For
us
real,
out.
man.
And we are
Appreciate
like
that.
we really are about to act up, like not just the show, but the event itself. Come for the goddamn spectacle.
It's gonna be ignorant.
Hey, man.
You gonna act up.
I have a child. So
Yeah.
No. I don't mean like I'm just talking about what we're doing and like as far as the event itself.
okay. Yeah,
And, you know,
okay.
like things that we're planning.
And shout out to every single actor that came, every production person that did something for it,
Every
all the cast.
writer.
I said cast, crew, writer, anybody that had anything to do with Wash.
Happy
y'all know who
birthday,
y'all are. I
kids.
can't say all the names. It's a lot.
150
Mario, don't be
people
like that.
plus.
Y'all go check out season 1 so y'all can get caught up and you know what's on the horizon for season 2. Before we get out of here, first of all, this is the Wednesday show, so we'll be putting this out probably Friday. But so if you're listening to this, it's January 23rd again,
Sure.
right?
At that point, it'll be what, like 10 days? Or
Yes,
something like
you'll have 10 days at that point. So be very prompt.
So this is coming out on payday.
Yeah,
is
it's
what
coming
you're saying.
exactly. That's
Man.
exactly what I was about to go to.
No, that's
you know,
key.
it's payday. You know what I'm saying? So open the budget.
No excuse.
Like and so yeah. Make sure
Support the
you
cause.
support, man, for
Cause.
real. And this your boy Antoine the Source, man.
JD boy fresh, the charming asshole.
Hey, man, it's knowledge, man. We achieving right now.
This is Unspoken Conversation, man. We're gonna keep coming to a job with
You didn't even want to come in and say hi,
Peace
nothing.
and love, everybody. Peace and love.
Nigga, we lit. 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 Nigga, we lit like the band. Freddie gon' stand like he got him some hands. Red bottom on the back of my pants. Spent $250, man, I'm back in my bag. Diamond make the little bitch glance. I ain't chasing no bitch, my name ain't Lance. Just made 54 bands. Hold on right quick, let me hit my dance. Stunned too hard in the video. Check my ring, I just hit my hands. All these racks in my hand, can't hold them pins. Got all these bands. Get a nigga hit for $1,000. Face on the shirt, now you missing your bands. Call Lewis, need chain for the clan. Stop what you doing, need them fast as I can. Little bitch suck dick, no hands. Don't even move the belt, she gon' eat through the pants. Time to run to the money I ran. Can't hit him, I'ma hit his bands. Kick her out, she acting like pound. No French kiss, bitch, you ain't in France. Lose a dub on dice, I'm the man. Hit the ball next day, blow it all in the fam. Ooh.